What's up, y'all, and welcome back. Today's video is going to be another update video. This is going to be an update on my black widows. This girl right here that you see in this enclosure, I got back in December. She's made several egg sacs. One of those hatched out, and I actually had some survivors from that sac. And these beautiful girls right up here are actually from that sac. She has not had any babies, nor been with a male since. But as I was doing maintenance yesterday on some of my other animals, I looked in and got a bit of a surprise. And you can see right down there, there are some babies. They're on the outside of the cup. That's why I put this thing in this cup, because those holes in the top of the enclosure are large enough for them to get out. But there are also, I don't know how well you can see them, there are also babies inside her enclosure, so pretty soon I will be trying to separate them from mom and try to see how many of them I can successfully raise. But I just wanted to kind of update you on that. The rest of this video is going to be a Black Widow feeding video, so let's get set up and let's feed some Black Widows. Alright, and so this first one is another one from her first sac. I actually put this girl in a similar enclosure to what Mama was in, because I had her in an enclosure with one of the males from that sac, and he was in there for a couple of weeks, and then she ate him, so I was hoping that maybe he had done the deed. She has not laid a sac yet, so we will just drop a roach in there and see if she's ready to eat. She doesn't eat right away most of the time. This girl usually takes a little while before she eats, usually because the dang roach falls down to the bottom and she doesn't feel it for a while. So, I mean, it may be a bit before this girl eats. We may not get to see it on camera, but I'm pretty sure out of the other 6, we will get a few takedowns. So let's just go ahead and move on. Alright, so here we go with the first one. Let's see if she will give us a takedown. Now you can see her abdomen looks a bit brownish, and that's just because she is so plump. I have literally seen wild Black Widow out there that their abdomens are so fat they're no longer black. They're like a purplish color, kind of like this girl here. So we'll wait just a little bit and see if the roach gets her attention. I haven't fed these girls in, probably a couple of weeks now, because they are so fat. They're all now adults. I've had them, 3-4 months maybe. When that first sac hatched, I had lots and lots and lots of babies. Of course, a lot of them died. I ended up with about 12 or 15 or so, most of them females with a few males, and the majority of the males were still quite small, and they died before the females got big enough. But I did have 2 males that made it to adulthood. I put one in with mom. I don't know if they ever paired, and then I put one in with that other girl, and I thought maybe they paired, but she hasn't laid a sac yet, but that doesn't really mean much. So I don't know how long it's going to take for this girl to sense and eat the roach, but she will eat later, so let's move along. Alright, let's give this girl a roach. Now if we could just get the roach to move. I would put a stick down in there and prod the roach, but there's so much webbing that if I put a stick in there, I'm going to touch the webbing. I've done this before, where I try to prod the roach, and I try to put the stick in there, I touch the webbing somewhere else, and the female senses that and goes after it, so she goes after the stick instead of the roach. So we'll just hope that the roach will move pretty soon. Otherwise, we may have to move on, and hopefully, out of all 6 of them, these girls don't make me a liar, because I said that out of all of those, we would see a takedown or 2, and we are 0-2 right now. So as I said, they will eat these roaches later on once the roach moves and the spider senses it. But for right now, we're going to move on so this video does not get too long. Here's an example of that purplish color that I was talking about. You can see how fat this girl is. She is really, really plump. That's why I haven't fed them in a couple of weeks, because they've just been so fat, so plump. But I'm hoping at least one of these will eat for us. Otherwise, I'm going to have to abandon the entire video. Oh, she missed. There, she found it. What I like about black widows is they're not really an ambush predator like a tarantula, where they launch themselves and grab a hold of the prey with their fangs. They grab it with webbing. They use those back legs and they throw webbing around it to immobilize it. Then they give it that infamous lethal bite, as this one is doing now. And then they go back later and eat it once all the insides are liquefied. So there we go. There's one takedown. And she goes, giving it another bite. Alright, we have got 3 more of these beauties to feed as she wraps her meal up some more. So let's move along. Alright, let's see what this girl will do for us. Nothing so far. One thing I have noticed in my experience with keeping black widows is they are not defensive. They are, of course, not aggressive. They are actually very, very shy. You can see how she's just kind of bunched up down there in the corner. When you disturb their enclosures, they will do this. And then if you get like down in their enclosures trying to get them out or something, they will actually play dead. I've seen it happen several times. And another thing to note, it's a misconception about black widows, is the fact that they are lethal. They're not really lethal to humans. I mean, you would have to have a severe, severe allergic reaction to die from one of these. But also, you have to really be doing something to get bitten by these. They don't just out of the blue bite you. I mean, it has to be one of those things where she's in your shoe and you put your foot in there not knowing and she bites you, or, you know, something along those lines. I mean, you could actually literally handle these if you wanted to, although I wouldn't, just because they're kind of creepy. But they don't just openly bite for no reason. They know that their venom is for prey, and they know that you're not prey, so they're going to try not to use that venom since it's so valuable to them. So there you go. That's a reason to not be so scared of black widows. They're actually not as deadly as people think they are. She has sensed the roach. She will probably eventually get it wrapped up here pretty quick, but the roach is not moving a lot right now, which is making this video run long. So I'm going to move on to the last 2. Here's hoping out of the last 2 we will get at least another takedown here, because a feeding video with 7 or 8 black widows and only 1 takedown is kind of boring. She is aware of its presence. This one's actually trying to climb out of the enclosure and did make it out. Hold on. But did not get very far. Now she's stirred up because she knows that there was prey in her enclosure. Now she's kind of searching around, waiting to feel movement in her web from the prey. I'm really hoping that roach will move enough that she can go over there and get it pretty quick, because this video is running a lot longer than I really want it to. As adults, they're a lot less quick to grab the prey and a lot less food aggressive than they were when they were younger. When they were younger, as soon as the roach would hit, I mean, they were right on it. As adults, the roach literally has to almost crawl up on them like this before they will sense them and then try to web them up like this girl looks like she's trying to do, but I don't think she's actually pinpointed where the roach is, although it's pretty much like underneath her. I'm going to give this one another minute or so, and then we're just going to move on to the last one, because like I said, this video is running long, and I'm sure at this point it is getting boring for you guys, as it is for me, because there's just no takedowns happening, because really, number one, the roaches aren't moving. Number two, the black widows just aren't as interested as they are most of the time when it comes to feeding. Naturally, because I have the camera rolling. So there's not a whole lot going on here. I'm not going to bore you with this one anymore. Let's move on to the last one and hope I don't have to scrap this whole video. Last but not least, fingers crossed. You can see down in there the remains of a fly. There we go. Back when I was feeding them flies, but I have run out of flies. So since then, I have been feeding them red runner nymphs. Really wish I could have gotten a whole lot more takedowns on camera. As I look over here now, I see a couple of others that didn't take down earlier that have actually got the prey now. So as I said, they do eat, but you know, sometimes it'll take them just a little bit. So there we go. There was an update on my black widows. These girls here that you just saw on camera, I'm going to be doing something with. Might consider selling them, so anyone interested, just let me know down in the comments. Everyone else, just let me know what you thought of this video. Give me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, please do that. Share this video, and of course, guys, take care of yourselves and each other. Hope you have a great day or a great night. God bless.